In life, we become the sum of our choices, the good, the bad, and everything in between. Each decision we make, whether big or small, shapes our identity and influences our current circumstances. Today, we are witnessing a significant shift in the world around us, with external chaos reflecting our internal struggles. As we navigate these changing times, it's crucial to examine how our choices have created our reality and explore how we can consciously reshape our lives. Hi there, and welcome. Whether you are joining for the first time or whether you're back for more, I am so happy to have you here. If you're new, introduce yourself in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And I'm Robin Plim, an introspective hypnosis practitioner, transformational coach, and author. And together we will explore how to unlock your full potential and embrace the power of spiritual transformation. Be sure to subscribe for ongoing insights and check out my website and my book, Awake, Aware, Conscious, for a deeper dive into this journey. Okay, let's get started. We are who we are today as a result of the choices that we have made along the way. A different choice would make you a different person today. The choices we make, consciously or unconsciously, big or small, shape who we are. They weave the fabric of our identity. In the fast changing times, the external world often mirrors our internal struggles more than ever. If you're feeling overwhelmed, stuck, or out of alignment, it's likely that's what you are seeing in the world is a reflection of what's going on inside you. So, how do we break free from the cycle? The answer lies in becoming more aware of our choices, past and present, and making decisions that align with the person we want to become. As the earth ascends and shifts into new energies, all of the old 3D patterns and vibrations are rising to the surface to be healed and transformed, both individually and collectively. All the shadows are being exposed to the light to be dealt with, released and healed. And the more aware you are, the more quickly you will be able to work through this. The ones who choose to rise above those heavy, denser energies will see it for what it is and be able to move beyond it. But be mindful, not everyone is willing or choosing to step into the light for this transformation, be it individually or collectively. So don't be surprised if there are large groups of individuals or collectives who fall away or maybe decide not to ascend at this time. They always have free will. Now, the challenge we face lies in the weight of all of those accumulated choices. I want you to think about where you are right now in your life, your career, relationships, health, and mindset. All are the results of decisions you've made over the years. Some of those choices were intentional, but many were automatic and shaped by the old habits, fears, and beliefs. Maybe you chose security over growth or routine over risk, and those decisions build your current reality. Every day we make countless choices, often without realizing the long-term impact. Consider your daily habits. What do you eat? How do you spend your time? And even the thoughts you entertain. For example, consistently choosing to binge watch TV instead of maybe pursuing a hobby might lead to feelings of unfulfillment over time. It's a cumulative effect. So these seemingly small choices build and they create the narrative that defines who you are. On a larger scale, the external world mirrors these struggles. Just as individuals experience uncertainty and anxiety, the world is currently facing global upheaval, whether that's in politics, social justice, or the environment. The chaos you see in the news often feels personal because, on some level, it reflects those unresolved inner conflicts that you yourself have. If you're anxious about the future, you may notice how global instability amplifies your personal fears. This is not a coincidence, but it's a sign of the interconnectedness between your internal and your external world. You might notice rising tensions in the workplace or your community. The frustration and fear being expressed mirrors your personal anxieties you feel about the future or in taking control of your life. It's easy to feel stuck when you keep repeating the same choices and seeing the same outcomes. You may recognize the cycle, avoiding tough decisions, replaying limiting beliefs, or engaging in self-sabotage but struggle to break free. When you repeatedly make choices out of fear, habit, or avoidance, the same patterns will continue to show up in both of your personal life and how you perceive the world around you. So an example would be you've always felt uncomfortable speaking up for yourself, and now you find yourself in a job where your voice isn't heard. And at the same time, you notice the global conversations about the marginalized or silenced groups fighting to be heard, which feeds that frustration. Now, the key to overcoming this challenge is embracing conscious awareness and making intentional choices. So the first key is awakening to your choices. The first step to changing your reality is waking up to the choices you made, both the obvious and the hidden ones. Take time to reflect what decisions led you to where you are now. By shifting from autopilot to conscious choice making, you can begin to take control of your life's directions. Now, this requires slowing down, observing patterns, and asking yourselves, why did I choose this? And what can I choose differently now? But begin to consider what new choices could create the change you desire. Key number 2, owning your power. One of the most empowering realizations is that you have the power to create change. Once you take responsibility for past choices, you no longer need to see yourself as a victim of circumstance. You can now decide differently. The external world may feel chaotic, but you can ground yourself in the understanding that every new choice you make has the potential to shape a better future. So an example would be if you've been passively consuming news that leaves you feeling hopeless or disempowered, make a choice to engage differently, whether by limiting your media intake or actively seeking connections and support from sources that resonate with you. Owning your personal power affects how you perceive and interact with the larger world. Key number 3, aligning with your authentic self. To break out of negative patterns, start by identifying your core values and what truly matters to you. This involves digging deep and being honest about what you want, not what others expect of you. So align your daily choices with this authentic version of yourself. So when your decisions reflect who you genuinely are, you start to notice positive changes both internally and externally. So an example for this would be if freedom and creativity are core values for you, but your life is filled with rigid routines, start making some small daily changes, whether it's carving out some time for a creative project or exploring new ways to structure your day. The path to transformation begins by shifting from a reactive mindset to an empowered one. So the first point for this would be self-reflection and emotional healing. You want to change the world? Then start with yourself. Transformation begins with self-reflection. So take stock of the emotions that arise when you're confronted with difficult choices. Often those emotions are rooted in past experience or those unresolved wounds. So healing these emotions frees you from their grip, so allowing you to take more empowered decisions. Journaling, meditation, or working with a healer or therapist can be a powerful tool for that self-reflection and your healing. So if you feel stuck in a cycle of self-sabotage, start by examining the emotions behind it. Are you afraid of failure? Do you believe you don't deserve success? Acknowledging and healing these emotions opens up so many new possibilities. Second point would be shifting your perspectives. So instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, view them as opportunities for growth. The external world may appear to be in turmoil and chaos, but it also offering you clarity. What you resist in the outside world often holds a mirror to what needs healing within. By shifting your perspective, you can embrace the challenges as necessary catalysts for that inner growth. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by demands of work and family, recognize that this external pressure is highlighting the need for better boundaries or some self-care. Use your awareness to make those intentional choices that can prioritize your well-being. If you're facing job instability due to the economic changes, instead of panicking, see it as a chance to reassess your career goals and maybe explore some new paths. The shift in perspective can turn fear into motivation. So, number 3, once you've done the inner work, start making decisions that align with your authentic self. Begin with small practical steps, whether it's changing your routine, setting boundaries, or making major life decisions. Each choice will set you on a new path. These decisions may not always feel comfortable, but they will reflect your deeper truths and create that external shift that you're looking for. So if you're yearning for a career change but feel uncertain, begin by exploring interests in your free times. Each small step is a step forward, taking a class, networking, or taking on those side projects. It moves you towards a more aligned and fulfilling direction. Now consider implementing practical strategies for making conscious, aligned decisions. Creating decision-making checklists that might include questions like, is this choice aligned with my values? What are the potential long-term impacts? How will this choice affect my emotional well-being? So on top of that, establish some daily habits that support your transformation. This could be as simple as dedicating time each morning to visualizing your goal, or setting weekly intentions, or making that list of what you truly want and how you want it to show up in the world. The world reflects your transformation. As you transform internally, your external world begins to shift. Each step you take towards personal transformation can ripple outwards, creating positive change, not just for you, but for the world around you. Things that used to trigger you are no longer triggering because you can see the bigger picture. You've shifted that internal, and it's now no longer bouncing back at you from the world around you. The more aligned you are with your true self, the more the external reflects this alignment. Every empowered choice you make, both in how you live your personal life and how you engage in the larger world, becomes a step towards a more authentic, fulfilling, and harmonious existence. When we recognize that our internal landscape influences our external experiences, we can start to forge a path of empowerment, authenticity, and growth, both personally and reflecting globally in the collective. So I hope this has shed a different perspective on what's happening outside and around you. Remember, change always happens on the inside first. Now, check out some of my other videos, particularly the ones about the mirror effect. I will post it up at the end of this one. Don't take a back seat and say, all of this stuff in the world that's happening has nothing to do with me. You are responsible for yourself. A single drop is still part of the ocean. So do something for yourself, be proactive and make the change. Look at where you can shift yourself and you will see that reflection out in the world. So thank you for being here today, and I send my gratitude for everyone who's willing to take those steps. See you next week.